So in this video, I'm going to talk about how I think in the last 6 months to a year, I made a lot of progress. And considering where I've been and some of the problems I've had, I think I made a lot of progress just in life in general. So I guess I'll go over kind of what I made progress in. And then I get the main point of this video is even though I made progress and it's been really slow progress, I feel pretty good about it, but even with the progress I've made, a lot of times it just doesn't seem like it's good enough for other people, which is something I really struggle with. Yeah, I just struggle with the idea that I feel really good and I made progress, but because of my age, I haven't done a lot with my life in the last 6 years. The progress that I made compared to other people that are my age is pretty insignificant and small. And sometimes I kind of struggle with that because on one hand, I feel really good about myself because I've made steps in my own life that are positive steps going forward. On the other hand, I also feel like if I compare myself to other people that are my age, I'm not doing nearly as well as I should be. And I guess I don't really necessarily feel bad about that. It's just kind of a frustrating thing because I don't know. I guess just talking to other people my age, sometimes I feel like maybe I should explain myself, but then I feel if I do explain myself, they might not want to be around me because I haven't done anything with my life in the last 6 years, really. I guess in the last year I have done stuff, but before that, for 6 years, I literally did nothing, and you can kind of tell once you get to know me that based on my life circumstances that's really how it is. So I guess what I have done so far in the last year is I started going to school online, and that has actually helped me. It's helped me a good amount. I don't necessarily like doing school or homework or tests. It's allowed me to become more organized, and since I have school, I have assignments due, so I have to learn how to budget my time. So I think that school has helped me kind of be able to figure out what things in my life are productive and what things aren't. And it also helps me organize my life in a way that I'm doing things that I enjoy that are fun, but also things that will get me ahead or are sort of an investment for future opportunities, which school really is. It's an investment for future opportunities. And even though it kind of sucks and there's a lot of things I don't like about it, it kind of, I guess it can make the quality of your life better if you graduate college because you can get a better job, and in some regards things will be easier in terms of money, which I think is important. But obviously you still want to be able to find something that you enjoy doing, which I really haven't yet. And then the second thing that I've improved on is actually getting a job. And even though it's part-time, I still feel like it's an accomplishment, or maybe not an accomplishment, but it's making me like head in the right direction of where I want to be in my life. So considering I was doing nothing like a year ago, and for like 6 years I wasn't doing anything with my life, just sitting inside in my room, just doing nothing. I guess I was going outside and hiking and doing some stuff that I enjoy, but it wasn't really leading to any sort of future. And with the stuff I'm doing now, I can still incorporate some of those fun activities into my life. Yeah, so for me, it's like huge. Like even school and work are pretty much a struggle that I try to figure out every day. And in a lot of situations, I am afraid to fail in school and work, which causes some extra stress. But I feel like even though it hasn't been perfect, I'm still moving towards like a better me and an actual future than just living at home with my mom. But yeah, it's just kind of frustrating sometimes. Like sometimes I feel like people expect me to have more than a part-time job or have already graduated college or just be more on the same level financially as them, especially people my age or a little older than me. No one's outright said anything to me, but you can kind of tell by sometimes the way the direction of the conversation goes, or once I get to know somebody, that maybe they're not unimpressed, but, and I don't think necessarily judgmental, but sort of pushing me to be more like them or in a similar situation to them. And another thing is being in your late 20s, I'm 27, and still living at home kind of is a deal breaker for a lot of people, which kind of sucks because I still have 2 more years of school, and doing school, I can't really have a full-time job too. So it's going to be like that for a little longer, which kind of sucks. And it just, yeah, it really sucks. But I don't know. I got into this situation the other day where I go to this place sometimes to get lunch, and it's in a mall area, and I try to be friendly with other people because I'm trying to meet new friends and just be able to socialize better. And because I have social anxiety, I have to actively work on socializing with people, trying to be friendly, just talking to people in general, because I have a tendency to just not want to talk to people and stay at home when I'm not working. And that's just leads to, it's kind of like a bad habit I have. So I try to be friendly and talk to people. So where I get food for lunch at this place, it's in a mall area, and sometimes after I get lunch, I get like a Cliff Bar or a Gatorade at this food stand that's in the mall area. And so I started talking to this lady at the food stand, and I don't know, I was just talking to her like friendly. What happened was I was talking about like what I'm doing with my life, and she said she like worked full time at this food stand, and then she's like, "Oh, do you work full time?" And then I was like, "I work part time," and she kind of was like, "Oh." And then she like kind of started telling me that she was like, "Oh, there's so many jobs around here," and she was like telling me places that are hiring, and she was telling me that I could have 2 jobs, blah blah blah. And I told her, "Well, I'm already doing school." Yeah, and then I went the other day, and I guess I'm like friendly with her. I started talking to her, blah blah blah. We started talking about like things in our life. And then she just she started explaining to me that I should get another job again. And it's like, what do you want from me? Why do I need to get another job? And I don't know. Obviously, I'm not going to do that because if I didn't have school, maybe I would do that. But I don't know. That's like the kind of crap I have to deal with. And it's like nothing I do, even though I'm trying really hard and I've made a lot of accomplishments, personal accomplishments, compared to normal people my age, these accomplishments are like unimportant. So it kind of like bothers me a little bit when I'm like trying my best, and even though I made some mistakes and I wasn't going really anywhere with my life up until like maybe like the last 6 months to a year, I still kind of get crap for it a little bit. And I don't know, I'm still gonna like talk with this woman and be friendly because she seems like a nice person, and I want to try and just be able to like talk to people and be friendly and be comfortable with that. So I like talking to her, so I'm still gonna be friendly. But it's just kind of frustrating when I get into these situations where I'm like trying my best and I made a lot of progress personally, but to other people it isn't really, what I'm doing is just a little below average, to be honest with you. So I don't know. It doesn't really motivate me to do more because I feel like I'm doing the best I can already. But it's just kind of like a little bit of a pain in the ass. And I kind of encountered the same thing on the horrible date I talked about, which is basically the worst date I've ever been on in my life. And I kind of felt like it was the same thing where like a lot of things checked out good, and then certain things like financial stability, job, school type things didn't really check out well. And I think that's why some of my dating experiences have been a little bit lacking, or they don't really go beyond like a first date, or I kind of get friend zoned a little bit. I think a lot of that has to do with just not being financially where I need to be at this point in my life, which I'm trying to work on. But I don't know, like that lady, like why would she care if I had like a job or not? I was just like being friendly with her. Like that's like the kind of crap you have to deal with, which I don't know. I'm still happy that she talks to me and she's friendly with me, but I don't know. I wish like people didn't say things like that. It would be terrific. And a lot of I guess for the most part people don't, to be honest. But when somebody does, it's kind of like a little bit of like a sore spot, so it kind of affects me more. But I don't know. I guess she didn't say anything horrible, but it was just kind of, maybe I'm just being way too oversensitive. But yeah, that kind of stuff is kind of annoying, to be honest.